Hello, hello, and welcome one, welcome all. All right, so we want to have a conversation in the context of, how we can best support some of the people affected, negatively affected by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. And we want to hear from you as well. What has been happening in your area? Let us know. And let us know too, what can we do as a community. We're not big, but every little bit counts, and that's where we're taking it from. That's the stance we're taking. All right, and so if we're able to just support each other as best as we can in our own little way, trust me, it will definitely make a difference. So, welcome one, welcome all. Let me know as soon as you're here and you're in the chat. All right, we would definitely love to hear from you. So, rock and come in, guys, rock and come in, and let us just get this conversation going. Marie, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, for this one, guys, too, we're asking you for your support. So if you're able to purchase a super chat or a super sticker, we ask that you do that. All right, we're going to use every bit of it to contribute to, you know um supporting people in Jamaica. So, welcome one, welcome all. All right, and let us just continue to grow stronger together. And if you're not able to contribute, that is totally okay because we understand that, things are tough for everybody. Things are tough for everybody. So, keep those prayers going up. Remember people without food, without shelter, without clothing. And if you're on this live, you can share the video, you can hit the like button. Those things definitely help. All right. All right. And, again, let us do what we can. All right. Let us do what we can. All right. Back home. And I'm just trying to set up the super chat here. So if you're able to just contribute, please do that. That would be fantastic. And Marie said, I come on when I can. Thank you and keep praying. So rock and come in, guys. Rock and come in. I want to hear from you. So I am going to turn on the WhatsApp line as well because I want to hear some practical suggestions because we don't have all the answers. Ovi and I, we have been brainstorming, just how best. We have been brainstorming, just how best. We have been brainstorming. All right, just give me a moment here, guys. All right, sorry about that feedback. I was just setting up the call and then everything was just connected, so that feedback was coming through. So, as I was sharing, Ovi and I, we have been brainstorming, ways how we can help. And we want to keep it open. So, whatever it is that you have that you can contribute, that is going to be helpful. But we have to put certain things in place, and this is where our community comes in. And so, let's say you have some canned items that you can contribute, and you don't necessarily have money to contribute, that is okay. It could be water. And on that note, in the context of water, I just want to know, is there any community member here? Is there any community member here from, let me tell you, Harmony Hall in St. Elizabeth? All right, so we have a need there, and we're trying to see how best we can work on just drinking water. That's really what we can do at this point. And so there's a need for water there. And so if there is anyone here on this live, you have some connections, you're nearby. And even that too, guys, that is something that you can do. If you're in neighboring parishes like Clarendon, for example, I know Manchester, they have water issues, but Clarendon people, if you have water, I mean, even running water from the pipe, you can, get some clean bottles. So, those water bottles, and you just fill them up, man, and bring them across. Bring them to the nearest place in St. Elizabeth, even if that's what you can do, so people can bathe. Even just that. And so we're asking you guys to do what you can in that context to help as many people as you can. All right, so that is definitely important. So we want to hear from you. So I'm just going to put this number in the chat here. And Marie, if you want to give me a call, you can. We want to hear from you, just some ways you think we can do. Again, we're not a big platform, but we understand that, every little, can go a far way. And that's the premise on which we're operating. And so we have come up with a few things. And so the super chat, for those of you who are able to do that, you can definitely do that. And we're trying to see how best we can bring some other things on board for people in the diaspora. If you want to purchase something directly, we're trying to see how best we can set that up. But we want to hear from you, what can we do here to get that going? All right, so I'm not seeing any new comments coming in the chat. And guys, you have to talk to me because I can't do all the talking on this side. So it's important for you to just talk to me on this side as well. All right, so there have been quite a few updates. I can share that with you in the context of, what JPS has shared. All right, so as of today, Monday, all right, November 10th at 8 a.m., 64% of customers have power from the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Thomas, Clarendon, Manchester, sections of Portland, St. Elizabeth, St. Anne, St. Mary, and St. James, and perhaps sections of St. Elizabeth. And approximately 36% of customers are currently without power supply, down from 77% at the start of the restoration. All right, so in the context, let's continue. The St. Anne's Bay Hospital, Ocherius Cruise Ship Pier, Downs River Falls, major hotels and attractions in Ocherius, and Ian Fleming Airport were restored. Advanced work continues in Montego Bay to bring back the most critical sites and economic zones. So JPS reporting is a little bit different this time around in the context of how they're reporting. And so they're giving more of a general picture as opposed to specifics. And so that is kind of hard. And that is why I say, guys, let us know, what is happening. And I think in Richmond, St. Mary, they're back with electricity. And so, once you let us know what's going on, all right, we can definitely update, the community as to what is going on. So please continue to share. All right, and we'll continue to provide you with updates as best as we can. All right. So I'm just checking for some updates here. And so, guys, in the context too of what we're planning and timeline, based on where we are now, and just the beginning stages. We're foreseeing that this won't happen until in December. And if you're able to go and help immediately, please do. All right. And if we have somebody that we can help immediately and we will do that. So sometimes too, if you can help somebody, we will connect you to the person, so we do not intercept or interfere with whatever it is that you're contributing. We're just like connecting you with people. All right, so we try to do that and to stay away. So now it's just that we're going to perhaps get a little bit more active or involved in this context, but we can connect you with people directly. So let's say you have a $200, you have some money if you're overseas or in Jamaica, or if you have, food items, clothing items that you're able to share, we can connect you to people so you can make that donation yourself. All right, so we want to make that clear too as well. All right, so just to let you know. And some sections of St. James, all right, are reconnected, all right, in the context of electricity there. So just to let you know that, I'm going to look in the chat and I'm not seeing any new comments. But guys, what I am saying, once you're engaging with, the content on Voices in Education, we ask that you support as best as you can, even if you cannot contribute with a super sticker, super chat, whatever that may be. We ask that you like and share. All right, so do what you can in that way to contribute, because again, we want to see how best we can. So we have a number in mind in the context of packages that we are working toward, and we'll see how that works. If we get help, then we can do more. All right, if we get help, we can do more. If you can help one person, you would have helped somebody. So do not think about, well, this not gonna help, no, but just do what you can. Do what you can. If it's even to transport somebody so that they can donate something, help in that way. So whatever it is that you can do, please do that. All right, so please, whatever it is that you can do that. And again, let us just continue to grow stronger together as we see how best we can support each other as a community. All right, so I am just checking for updates. So tomorrow we'll have quite a few updates coming in. Tomorrow the government will have a press briefing, and so I'll be staying tuned for that, and perhaps that I'll be able to go live at that time, just to ensure that you are updated. All right, so again, we are asking you to just do what you can. Whatever it is that you can do it in your own way. If you can help clean up, clean up. So I'm still here and I am checking. So if you're in the chat, come on, just say something, guys. Just talk to me. And Marie there is praying for sure. And we want you to continue to pray, because that is definitely important. So we are here now, and perhaps what we'll do is later tonight, we will come on live to see if we can get some more traction, because we're going to continue to share to see how best you guys can support us. All right, that is definitely important. So we want you to support us as best as we can, as best as you can. All right, just checking updates here. Water Commission, they're saying that the Falmouth and Bevan Avenue offices have reopened, and I don't know if that's what we want to hear. I think we want to hear that people have water in their pipes for sure. All right, but that's just something for you to know about there in that context. And so, guys, whatever it is that you can pledge, whether you're in Jamaica or overseas, and that's the part that we're trying to work out to see how best we can get everything coordinated. And so earlier over on WhatsApp, I asked for, ideas. So we want to have different ways you can contribute. So if you have any ideas, please let us know. All right. And I guess at some point too, we will come back to you to ask about, some items that people really need. And I know lots of people there, they're now helping, and we are trying to get in there by December. And I guess perhaps at that time we'll see a different kind of need, or people. And so we want to see how best we can, just help. It's really hard to see and hear the stories. And so again, I am reaching out to you guys just for you to just give what you can. If it means just going there to help somebody just clean up, if you can bring drinking water, and I mean like regular water that is running through your pipes, NWC water, even that, for people to can get a shower, that helps. If you can bring bottled water, that definitely helps. Whatever it is that you can bring. If you have one tin mackerel or one sardine, bring it. That might help somebody to just not be hungry for a day or a few hours. You never know. So whatever it is that you can share, what and in cash kind or service, please do that. All right, that is definitely needed at this point. So do not believe that whatever it is that you have is not enough. Just understand that we have people who, really need, they're in need at this point. All right, but the next thing that I want to say is, if you're going to pack anything, please treat people with respect and dignity. Nobody carry no dirty things go give them, or just no look right, no smell right. No, 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 no. All right. So we want to ensure that whatever it is that we are presenting. So if you're putting together a package, make sure send no spoil food or things will expire. No. If you're putting together like clothing, if it's something that is gently worn, you make sure say wash and it good, or in that way, because you have some gentle worn stuff that still look brand new. And I guess if it new, but please remember to treat people with respect and dignity. All right. And so whatever it is that we're doing, we do it with these things in mind. All right. And so we want to ensure that we are doing things in a manner that ensure that people are treated with respect and dignity. That is so, so important. All right. So yes, guys. So on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up, because I'm not seeing any new comments in the chat. But what I want to say is, we're going to come and ask you guys to contribute. All right, so we want your help. So if you're able to contribute, kindly do that. So from every now and again, we will just, come on and ask you guys to contribute. And so again, if you cannot contribute, that is okay. Keep the prayers going for people in Jamaica, or like the video, share the video, even come on, just come on for the time. So if there is any advertisement going, allow those advertisement to play. and just, contribute in your way that you can. Again, as I was sharing earlier, every little counts. So even though you think it might be a little bit and it don't make no sense, every little counts. So if we're able to come together, even let's say 20 people decide that they're going to contribute, that 20 is greater than one. So if we're able to put our little together, then we're able to help, a few people in the context of all of what is happening. So that's what we want to do. And again, based on our projections and, the plan that we have, we won't be ready in terms of, if we still go the package way, which we have in mind in terms of packages, those packages won't be ready until December if we still go that way. If we decide that we're going to target like families, then that's going to take on, like, that's going to be different. Oh, on the note of families, I am asking you guys to help me find a family in St. Elizabeth, or in, I could go South St. James, all right, a family that has a child or children with autism, or I guess some physical disabilities. Autism specifically though, but then we can perhaps move widen that if the need arises. But yes, guys, so we want you to help us, come again, help us locate a family who is in need. All right, so we're going to target South St. James and St. Elizabeth. All right, so a family who is in need, and that family has a child or children with autism. All right, so, and that is something that came up directly from us here, and something that we want to do. So at least one family, I know there's perhaps going to be, but this family, and we're starting a child with autism, all right? But if we can't find any family with children with autism, then we might just extend that to another disability. But we're looking for a family with a child with autism, and they're in need. All right, so they have been severely affected by Hurricane Melissa. So if you're able to help us locate that family, that would be good. So yes, I am happy that I stayed here and continued to talk, because that was something that I was missing there. So again, I want you to help us to locate a family from St. Elizabeth or South St. James who has a child or children with autism. And I say, and we are targeting autism for this reason, guys. So, yes, we are donating, right? And that is all good in the context of what people are receiving. But for kids with autism, usually they have a special diet, and that diet can be very restrictive. So you have some children, they perhaps only eat certain things, they only eat a particular color. Some children may just be on a liquid diet where they can only have like Pediasure. That's where their tolerance level is. And they have certain sensory needs, certain sensitivities, and so we want to see how best we can help one family in South St. James or in St. Elizabeth who has a child or children with autism. Again, we're targeting autism based on the fact that these kids, they usually have a restrictive diet. They have a lot of sensory needs. Sometimes they can't wear any type of clothing based on the sensory needs. So even if they're getting clothing, they're still being frustrated. Some of them, they're having meltdowns after meltdowns. And so We are taking this platform just to ask you to help us locate a family in South St. James or in St. Elizabeth who has a child or children with autism. So we want to see how best we can lend a hand there, some support there as best as we can. So I need to put that in the WhatsApp group as well. So again, guys, we have ideas and we want to help, and we're asking you guys to help us. All right, in the best way you can. And again, that may be by purchasing a super chat, a super sticker, a super thank you, or contributing directly, whatever that may look like. We're going to see how best for people in the diaspora, if they're able to contribute, what they can contribute. We're going to work on that, and we're going to see what we can do. All right, in that context, to support people. This help, it's they're going to need it for a long time to come. And so, although we're not able to be there like right now, we're still trying to see what we can do before the year ends, and then to see where how further we can reach in the context of helping. So let's join hands and hearts together, and let's just see where we can go in this context, in the context of supporting families as best as we can, people who are there. So if you're popping in and popping out, we kindly ask you to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us just continue to grow stronger together. All right, so that's going to be it for this one. Let us know. You can always let us know what is happening over there on WhatsApp, and I guess look out for the next live video, and share, tell your friends and family members to share and like and subscribe, and let us just continue to grow stronger together, so that as a community we can continue to build, not just this space, but to help each other, especially in this difficult time. Again, I am calling out for you to help us locate a family in South St. James or in St. Elizabeth with a child or children with autism. All right, we would really like to see what we can do. And we're kind of reaching out in this context because we understand that, yes, they may have food or getting food from the supplies that are going in, but these kids, they have sometimes restrictive diet, due to sensory needs and all of that. So we understand that parents might be saying, have this, but they can't, and it's causing frustrations, meltdown. So we want to see what we can do for at least one family with a child or children with autism. So if you're able to connect us, please do. And in that case, based on the needs, because we can't just go and say, hey, take this. We would like to connect with the family, to hear from the family, and then see how best we can support based on the needs identified. And so that is something that we want to do. So, yes, guys. So, if you're able to help us in that way to locate the family, that would be fantastic. All right. So, on this note, we're going to wrap this one up. All right. Continue to just pray, and, it can only get better. It can only get better. That is all I can say. Keep the hope. And it's easier said than done for a lot of people who have lost everything. You have lost family members, you have lost your home, you have lost your businesses, your livelihood, you have just lost, and so I can only send you hope, and just know that God is right there with you. It's dark and it may seem long and lonely, but just remember that God is right there with you. All right. And so we will get through this together. All right. We will build back stronger. And we just ask each one of us to do whatever it is that you can. So we're not saying come and support us. You can do whatever it is that you can in your way, in your own way. Do whatever it is that you can to support somebody, even if it's just one person, one child, it doesn't matter. Even if it's just one can item that you can drop off somewhere, just do it, guys. Just do it. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people. A lot of people. And they need our help. And let us just help in the way that we can. All right. Blessings and love, everyone. Blessings and love. And I'll see you perhaps later tonight. So we'll come back later tonight to ask again for your support, for your help. So continued blessings, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.